I bolted upright in bed, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest, as Ethan's lips pulled away from mine in the dim moonlight filtering through the curtains. He froze, his eyes wide with terror, realizing I wasn't asleep after all. In that split second, the world I knew cracked open, exposing secrets I'd buried deep and forcing me to confront a love that could destroy everything. Ethan stammered, backing away toward the door of my guest room in my Seattle home. "Uncle Mark, I didn't mean. Oh God, please don't hate me." His voice cracked, a mix of desperation and shame that mirrored the storm brewing inside me. At 42, I'd spent years hiding my own orientation, married once to appease my conservative Texas family, divorced quietly when the facade crumbled. Now, my 24-year-old nephew, whom I'd taken in after his parents, my sister and her husband, kicked him out for troubling behavior, had just crossed a line that felt both forbidden and achingly familiar. I swung my legs over the side of the bed, the cool hardwood floor grounding me as I tried to process. "Ethan, what the hell was that?" My tone was sharper than intended, laced with confusion rather than anger. He slumped against the wall, tears glistening on his cheeks. "I thought you were asleep. I felt this way for so long. You're the only one who's ever understood me." His confession hung in the air, heavy with implications. Ethan had come to me 6 months ago, disheveled and broken, after a blowout with his folks over his lifestyle choices. I'd assumed it was typical young adult rebellion, maybe drugs or bad grades, but now it clicked. He was like me, gay in a family that preached fire and brimstone against it. The next morning, over coffee in my kitchen overlooking the Puget Sound, the tension was palpable. Ethan avoided my gaze, poking at his eggs like they were enemies. Cleared my throat. "We need to talk about last night." He nodded, his shoulders tense. "I know it's wrong. You're my uncle. But living here, seeing how you live your life so freely, it gave me hope, and feelings grew. Free? I almost laughed bitterly. My freedom was a carefully constructed isolation. A successful tech job at a progressive company, but no real relationships, no coming out to the family. I'd paid the price for authenticity in small doses. Lost friends, strained holidays, but Ethan was forcing me to face the full cost. I decided then to be honest, perhaps for the first time. "Ethan, I'm gay too. Have been my whole life." His head snapped up, relief flooding his features. "Really? That's why you took me in without questions?" I nodded. "Your mom called me, ranting about your sinful ways. I couldn't let you end up on the street." We talked for hours, unraveling years of hidden pain. Ethan shared how he'd been outed at college by a jealous roommate, leading to harassment and his parents' ultimatum: repent or leave. I confessed my failed marriage to Sarah, a kind woman who deserved better than my lies. As days turned to weeks, an unspoken bond deepened. We shared late-night talks on the balcony, watching ferries cross the Sound, discussing books and dreams. Ethan enrolled in community college, aiming for a degree in graphic design, while I mentored him through job applications. But the kiss lingered, a spark that ignited something more. One evening, after a grueling day at work, I found him sketching in the living room. "That's beautiful," I said, leaning over his shoulder. Our hands brushed, and electricity shot through me. He looked up, vulnerable. "Mark, about that night. Do you feel it too?" I hesitated, the moral quandary twisting my gut. He was family, blood-related, yet the connection felt profound, defying labels. Against my better judgment, I admitted it. "Yes, but this can't happen. It's too complicated." Ethan stood, closing the distance. "Why?" "Because of what people think. We're both adults." His logic pierced my defenses, but I pulled back. Family would disown us. Society would label us monsters. Yet, in quiet moments, I questioned, was love ever truly wrong if it healed wounds? The first crack appeared when my sister, Laura, called unexpectedly. "How's Ethan doing? Dad's been asking." I glanced at Ethan across the room, laughing at a TV show, and lied smoothly. He's great, turning things around. But guilt gnawed at me. Laura pressed. You know why we sent him away. That phase he's in, it's dangerous. Promise you'll keep an eye out. I promised, hanging up with a heavy heart. That night, Ethan slipped into my room again. Not for a kiss, but for comfort after a nightmare about his parents. We talked until dawn, boundaries blurring. Weeks later, at a company party, I introduced Ethan as my nephew, but colleagues raised eyebrows at our easy camaraderie. One, my boss Karen, pulled me aside. He's charming. Family or something more? I denied it vehemently, but the seed of doubt was planted. Ethan, sensing my unease, confronted me later. Are you ashamed of me? No, I said, but the world isn't ready. He stormed out, returning hours later with resolve. Then let's fight for it. Our first real date was clandestine, a hike in the Olympics away from prying eyes. Amid towering pines, we held hands, the air crisp with possibility. This feels right, Ethan whispered. I agreed, but fear lurked. Back home, an email from Laura. Coming to visit next month. Can't wait to see my boy. Panic set in. How to hide what was blooming. Laura's visit loomed like a storm cloud over our fragile happiness. Ethan and I agreed to act normal, uncle and nephew, nothing more. But normalcy felt like a straitjacket. In the days leading up, we stole moments. A brush of fingers in the kitchen, whispered words in the hall. We can do this, Ethan assured me, but his eyes betrayed worry. When Laura arrived at Seattle-Tacoma, her hug was tight, her scrutiny sharper. Mark, you've done wonders. Ethan looks settled. We drove back in awkward silence, Laura firing questions at Ethan about school and jobs. At home, she inspected every corner, as if sensing the shift. That evening, over dinner at a waterfront restaurant, she dropped the bomb. Dad's health is failing. He wants the family together for Thanksgiving. Both of you. Ethan paled, and I felt the noose tighten. Our Texas roots were steeped in evangelical values. Church every Sunday. No room for deviation. I'd escaped to the West Coast for a reason. We'll see, I hedged. Laura frowned. It's not optional, Mark. Family first. Later, alone with Ethan, he vented. I can't go back there. They'll see right through me. I held him, our embrace lingering too long. We won't let them break us. But cracks widened. During Laura's stay, she caught us laughing too intimately over a shared joke. You two are thick as thieves, she said, half joking, half suspicious. Ethan deflected, but tension mounted. One night, after she retired to the guest room, Ethan slipped into mine. I need you, he murmured. We kissed, passion tempered by fear, but a creak in the hall froze us. Laura? We never confirmed, but her demeanor cooled. She left after a week, hugging Ethan tightly. Come home soon. We miss you. To me, privately, watch him, Mark. Don't let Seattle corrupt him further. Her words stung, igniting my internal conflict. Was I corrupting him or saving him? That night, Ethan and I argued. She's right, we're playing with fire. He countered, love isn't fire, it's light. But doubt seeped in. Work became my refuge, but even there, rumors swirled. Colleague Jake cornered me. Heard your nephew's living with you. Close family, huh? His smirk implied more. I brushed it off, but paranoia grew. Ethan, meanwhile, thrived in classes, making friends in the LGBTQ+ community center. He invited me to an event, a pride mixer. It'll be good for us. Reluctant, I went. The room buzzed with acceptance, a stark contrast to our hidden life. Ethan mingled effortlessly, introducing me as my uncle and mentor. But when a guy flirted with him, jealousy flared. Later, driving home, I snapped. You seemed cozy with that guy. Ethan laughed. Jealous? That's cute. But it wasn't. It highlighted our imbalance. He young and open, me guarded and older. The turning point came with a call from our father. "Mark, Laura says Ethan's doing well. Bring him home for Thanksgiving. No excuses." I agreed, dread pooling. Ethan exploded when I told him. "You caved? After everything?" We fought bitterly, words like daggers. "You're ashamed," he accused. "No, realistic," I retorted. He left, slamming the door, staying with a friend for days. In his absence, I reflected. My life before Ethan. Solitary, safe, empty. With him, vibrant, risky, full. When he returned, contrite, we reconciled with tears and promises. "We'll face them together," I said. But deep down, I knew the cost. Thanksgiving approached. We flew to Dallas, the air thick with humidity and unspoken truths. At the family ranch, greetings were warm but wary. Dad, frail in his recliner, eyed Ethan. "Boy, you've grown. Seattle treating you right?" Ethan nodded, avoiding my gaze. Laura's husband, Tom, a burly mechanic, clapped me on the back. "Heard you're single again. Time to settle down." Dinner was a minefield. Talk turned to politics, anti-gay bills, church scandals. Tom ranted, "These deviants ruining the country." Ethan tensed, and I squeezed his knee under the table, a risky comfort. Later, in the guest house, we collapsed. "I can't do this," Ethan whispered. We held each other, the weight of deception crushing. The betrayal struck the next day. Laura pulled me aside. "I saw you two that night in Seattle. The way you look at him. It's unnatural." Shock rendered me speechless. I was up for water. Heard noises. She threatened, "Fix this or I'll tell Dad. He'll cut you both out." Her words were a gut punch. Family loyalty twisted into control. I confronted Ethan. "She knows." Panic ensued. "What do we do?" Options swirled. Deny, confess, run. I chose denial, the coward's path. "We'll say it's nothing." But Ethan, fiery, disagreed. "No more hiding." The clash escalated, voices raised. Dad overheard, storming in. "What's this ruckus?" In the chaos, truth spilled. Ethan declared, "I love Mark, not as family." Gasps echoed. Dad's face reddened. "You what?" "In my house." He disowned us on the spot, ordering us out. Laura wept. Tom sneered. We grabbed our bags, driving to the airport in silence, the family bond severed. Back in Seattle, the aftermath hit. Calls from relatives condemned us. Perverts. Sinners. Ethan's friends rallied, but the pain was raw. I lost a promotion at work, subtle discrimination masked as fit issues. Ethan dropped a class, overwhelmed. Yet, in the wreckage, we clung together. "Was it worth it?" Ethan asked one night. I pondered the price. Isolation, judgment, loss. But his hand in mine felt like home. The disownment rippled outward, a stone thrown into our lives' pond. Friends distanced themselves, whispers at work grew louder. My boss, Karen, called me in. "Mark, there are concerns about your personal life affecting performance." I denied it, but the writing was on the wall. Ethan faced similar backlash. Classmates shunned him after rumors spread via social media, courtesy of a vindictive cousin. We sought solace in therapy, a neutral space in downtown Seattle. Dr. Ellis, a kind-eyed woman, probed gently. "How does the family rejection feel?" For me, it was betrayal's sting. Laura, my sister, choosing dogma over blood. For Ethan, it was abandonment revisited. "They threw me out twice now," he said, voice breaking. "Sessions unearthed my guilt. Had I led him astray?" Dr. Ellis challenged. "Love isn't leadership, it's partnership." But doubts persisted. Amid the turmoil, our relationship deepened. We moved to a smaller apartment, pooling resources after I took a pay cut in a lateral move. Evenings were spent cooking together, simple acts defying the chaos. One night, as rain pattered against the windows, Ethan proposed a road trip. To clear our heads, we drove to the Oregon coast, waves crashing like our emotions. There, under starry skies, we vowed resilience. No more hiding, Ethan said. I agreed, but fear lingered. Back home, a letter arrived from Dad, his will updated, excluding us. The finality crushed me. I drank too much that night, lashing out. This is your fault. That kiss started it all. Ethan recoiled, hurt flashing. My fault? You reciprocated. The argument escalated, old wounds reopening. He left again, crashing with friends. In solitude, I confronted my demons. Years of repression had made me brittle. I called Laura, seeking closure. Why? I asked. She sobbed. I love you both, but it's wrong. God says so. Her faith, unyielding, clashed with my reality. What about love thy neighbor? Silence, then hang up. Ethan returned days later, weary. We can't keep fighting each other. We reconciled, but fragility showed. He started volunteering at an LGBTQ+ shelter, finding purpose. I joined him, meeting others with similar stories, disowned, damaged, but defiant. One, a veteran named Raul, shared, "Family isn't blood, it's choice." It resonated. High tension built when Tom showed up unannounced. Laura sent me to talk sense. He barged in, reeking of beer. This abomination ends now. Ethan stood firm. Leave. Tom lunged, shoving him. I intervened, fists flying in a blur. Police arrived. Tom arrested for assault. The incident made local news. Family feud turns violent over alleged incestuous relationship. Headlines twisted facts, labeling us predators. Public scrutiny intensified. Protesters picketed my office, chanting slurs. I was fired for causing disruption. Ethan lost his part-time job at a cafe. We were pariahs, savings dwindling. Desperation led to tough choices. Maybe we should end it, I suggested, heartbreaking. Ethan refused. That's letting them win. A lifeline came from the community. A GoFundMe started by shelter friends raised funds for relocation. We debated, stay and fight or start anew. Ethan pushed for San Francisco, a haven. Fresh start. But leaving meant admitting defeat. I agonized, weighing loyalty to roots against self-preservation. The decision crystallized during a heated call with Laura. Tom's in jail because of you, she accused. No, because of hate, I countered. She pleaded, come home, repent. Impossible. Hanging up, I turned to Ethan. Let's go. Packing was cathartic, shedding old skins. We drove south, the Cascades giving way to redwoods. In SF, we found a tiny studio in the Castro, vibrant with acceptance. Ethan landed a design internship. I freelanced in tech. But scars remained, nightmares, trust issues. Our first Pride parade was liberating. Marching hand in hand, surrounded by rainbows, I felt seen. Yet, a counter-protester sign, "Incest is sin," reminded us of the shadow. Ethan squeezed my hand. Ignore them. Months in, stability returned, but a new conflict arose. Ethan met someone at work. A peer, open and unburdened. Jealousy reared again. He's just a friend, Ethan assured, but I saw the spark. My insecurity peaked during an argument. Am I holding you back? He denied, but hesitation spoke volumes. The betrayal came subtly. Late nights at the office, secretive texts. I confronted him. Who's Alex? Ethan confessed. Emotional affair, nothing physical. I needed someone who understands youth. Devastated, I questioned everything. Had our love been convenience? We separated temporarily, me crashing on a friend's couch. Reflection hit hard. I'd projected my fears onto him. He, seeking normalcy, I denied myself. Dr. Ellis, via video, advised reconciliation. Forgive, but set boundaries. Ethan reached out. I messed up, but I choose you. We reunited, stronger, vowing communication. The price. Trust rebuilt brick by brick. Life in San Francisco offered breathing room, but the past clung like fog. Anonymous hate mail arrived, Bible verses condemning us. From family? Ethan wondered. Likely. We installed security, paranoia our companion. Yet, the city healed, diverse friends, therapy progress. I started a blog anonymously, sharing our story, finding catharsis in words. Ethan's career blossomed, his designs featured in a local exhibit. Proud, I attended the opening, mingling with artists. There, I met Liam, a gallery owner, charming and flirtatious. "Your nephew's talented," he said, unaware. Ethan noticed my laughter, later accusing, "Flirting." Hypocrisy stung. "Like you with Alex?" The old wound festered. Arguments became frequent, exhaustion setting in. "Maybe we're toxic," Ethan said one night. I feared he was right. The moral maze deepened. Was our love defiance or delusion? Society's lens distorted it. Incest taboo overriding consent. A surprise visit from Raoul, the veteran, shifted perspective. Over coffee, he shared his own taboo love, interracial in the 70s. Society changes slow, but hearts don't wait. Inspired, we recommitted. But pressure mounted when Dad's health worsened. Laura called, begging return. "He's dying, Mark. Forgive." Ethan urged going. Closure. I refused initially, anger fresh, but guilt won. We flew back, bracing. At the hospital, Dad looked frail, machines beeping. "Son," he whispered. Laura glared but allowed privacy. "I was wrong," Dad admitted. "Fear ruled me." Tears flowed. "Love who you love." Absolution, partial. He passed days later, will unchanged, but words lingered. The funeral was tense. Relatives shunned us, whispers audible. Tom, out on bail, confronted Ethan. "You ruined him." Fists clenched, but we walked away, dignity intact. Back in SF, inheritance battles ensued. Laura contested, claiming undue influence. Lawyers drained savings. "Worth it?" Ethan asked. "For peace, yes." In the strain, Ethan distanced. Late nights resumed. Suspicion grew. I snooped. Text to Alex again. Confrontation exploded. "Why?" he sobbed. "The pressure. It's too much." Betrayal cut deep a second time. He left, moving in with Alex. Alone, I spiraled. Drinking, isolation. Friends intervened, dragging me to support groups. Stories of loss echoed mine. Loves shattered by external forces. Months passed. I rebuilt. New job, hobbies. Then Ethan's call. "I miss you." Alex was escape, not love. Skeptical, I met him. "Prove it." He did, quitting distractions, focusing on us. Reunion was tentative, boundaries redrawn. We moved to a quieter suburb, seeking normalcy. But society intruded. A neighbor's petition against immoral residents. We fought legally, winning but exhausted. The ultimate test, marriage equality rally. We spoke publicly, story anonymized. Backlash followed, threats, doxing. Regret. No empowerment. Yet, doubts persisted. In quiet, I wondered, had love justified the pain? As years unfolded, our bond evolved, tested by time's grind. Ethan pursued a master's. I advanced in consulting. We adopted a dog, symbol of stability. But shadows loomed. Health scares, financial dips. Dad's passing left a void. Laura's silence, a wound. Reconciliation attempts failed. A letter to her. "We forgive." No reply. Ethan struggled most, youth's optimism fading. Was it all for nothing? Therapy helped, unpacking layers. A pivotal moment. Ethan's exhibit in NYC. Success beckoned, but required relocation. "Come with?" he asked. I hesitated, roots in SF. The choice. Support or selfishness. I chose him, uprooting. In New York, bustle invigorated, but urban anonymity bred temptation. Ethan networked, late events. Jealousy resurfaced. One night, he confessed a kiss with a colleague. Drunk, meaningless. Fury boiled. Again, separation loomed. We paused, reflecting. Dr. Ellis advised, address roots, family trauma. We delved deeper, realizing patterns. My control from repression, his rebellion from rejection. Healing came slowly. Couples retreat in the Catskills, exercises in trust. Vulnerable sharing bonded us anew. I choose you daily, Ethan vowed. Back, life stabilized. We mentored youth at a center, paying forward. One kid, outed and homeless, mirrored Ethan. Helping him mended us. But society evolved unevenly. Anti-LGBTQ laws surged, echoing past fears. We marched, advocated. A bill threatening rights hit home. Fight or flee? Ethan asked. We fought, testifying. Exposure risked, but silence cost more. Personal betrayal struck again. A friend leaked our story to tabloids. Headlines: Uncle-nephew lovers defy norms. Scrutiny intensified. Jobs jeopardized, but community rallied. In chaos, Ethan wavered. Maybe separate publicly. Hurt, I agreed temporarily. Loneliness amplified doubts. Was blood tie insurmountable? Reunion followed apology. Can't deny us. We pressed on. A decade in, peace settled. Careers solid, friends true. But a call shattered. Laura ill, cancer. Come, Tom pleaded. We went, hospital sterile. Laura weakened, whispered. Sorry. Fear blinded me. Forgiveness exchanged, partial mending. Her recovery sparked family thaw. Cousins reached out, curious not condemning. Thanksgiving invite, tentative acceptance. At the ranch, nerves high. Greetings wary, but dialogue flowed. Tom apologized for violence. Live and learn. Not full embrace, but progress. Back home, Ethan reflected. Worth the fight. I agreed, but pondered costs, years lost, hearts scarred. With family ties mending fragilely, we navigated new normals. Holidays blended old and new. Texas visits with SF flair. Cousins' kids asked innocent questions, sparking talks on acceptance. Laura, in remission, attended our commitment ceremony, a quiet affair in Central Park. Tears mixed with smiles. Proud, she said, but scars influenced choices. Ethan declined a high-profile job fearing exposure. I turned down speaking gigs. Caution became habit. A crisis hit when a nephew, Laura's son, came out. Help, she begged. We guided, echoing our journey. He thrived, gratitude bridging gaps. Yet, internal conflicts persisted. Aging, I questioned longevity. What if I'm burden? Ethan reassured, but roles shifted, he caregiver, me reflective. Society's pendulum swung. Progress, backlash. We volunteered more, witnessing triumphs and tragedies. One loss, a mentee's suicide, devastated. Did we fail? No, but guilt lingered. In twilight years, we retired to a coastal home in Maine. Waves soothing. Evenings reminiscing. That first kiss, betrayals, redemptions. Ethan's health faltered, heart issues. Hospital vigils mirrored Dad's. No regrets, he whispered. Recovery slow, but bond unbreakable. Looking back, the path. Shock, love, loss, growth. Prices paid. Family rifts, careers stalled, souls tested. As sun sets on our story, one question remains. In the face of taboo and turmoil, was pursuing forbidden love ultimately right or wrong?